Everybody, it's Pandy, and I'm playing World of Tanks. I am giving a general shout out to Reddit for their outstanding performance in the 1-week war we had in northern Italy. You guys showed general class and was one of the best enemies that we happened to run into, and for myself, you guys were the most challenging, and I salute you guys for the week's worth of fun, frustration, angry, excitement, and just fun. So thank you guys, and best of luck to wherever you guys happen to land. I will see you guys on the map in the near future, and hopefully you guys achieve what you guys want to achieve. Now, as requested via private message, forum messages, in-game chat, and my comments from my videos, I am going to be doing the AMX 50B. From what I covered in my past videos, the AMX 50B was more of a general AMX 50 project covering the 100mm, 120mm, Lorraine. All these projects featured an oscillating turret, which allowed for the reducing of the turret size for the large main battle tanks that were being developed in the 50s. This allows for an autoloader to be located in the back of the upper turrets for these tanks, which worked out great for like the 90 and 100mm guns respectively. But once they got up into the 120mm range, they started seeing shit breaking, mainly due to the weight of those rounds. Overall development of the AMX 50 project started in the late 1945 with the M4. The French army had little to no interest with a tank with no armor protection, assuming that they wanted armor protection, so they went ahead and increased it. Now, to save weight with the conventional turret, they went ahead and went with an oscillating turret design introduced with the prototypes using the 90mm and 100mm main guns for testing. At this point of the project was renamed from the M4 to the AMX 50 project. The AMX 50 was planned to be a medium tank, and it was intended to be this light and mobile platform with a high-powered gun to defeat the Soviet T-54s. Now, the first two prototypes had a very low weight, sacrificing protection, with the overall hope that these tanks had a protection level of the Panther tank. Along with that, the firepower of the Tiger tank, the mobility of a T-34, and the reliability of a Sherman, but weighing less than a Pershing. Two prototype hulls were developed with the intent of mounting the 120mm main gun, one of them with a IS-3 style armored layout, which was classed the AMX 50A, the other one which was a Western styled armor layout, which was the AMX 50B. The Western style was selected due to the greater armor protection compared to its peers' power to weight ratio. Now, the things changed when the Korean War was just simply raging, and the United States recommended a medium tank based on the main battle tank concept for mass production. Now, the AMX 50 project went from being a possible standard for the French armored forces to a secondary role in countering Soviet heavy armor. It was decided to go ahead and keep rolling with the development of the AMX 50, but the main problems that the AMX 50 was running into is simply didn't have enough room for that 120mm main gun. The resulting fix was to increase the height of the lower portion of the turret, which killed the main reason why you want oscillating turrets in the first place, to give the tank a lower profile simply. Now, the tank was very close in being ordered by the French government in 1955, but the decision was delayed in 1956 due to problems with the engine. In the late 50s, the development of hollow charges basically made the heavy tank obsolete. The need for low-profile tanks with outstanding mobility was favored. Now, because the AMX 50B had such a high profile because of the oscillating turret design that they put on there, it wasn't favored. And it was also extremely expensive to develop that turret, or at least produce it. The turret also saw problems related to protection against nuclear fallout and chemical warfare. Now, seeing that combining mobility with a heavy tank was impossible with that day's technology, the project was terminated in favor of further development of the AMX 30, which became France's main battle tank in the late 60s, or early 60s. Is it early 60s? Hold on. It was designed in 1963 to the late 60s. It went into production in the late 60s. So yeah, I was close. Now, in World of Tanks, the AMX 50B is delicious. Firepower on this badass shot for shot is competitive with the IS-7. It does primarily good alpha damage, and it's just the same as the IS-7. What makes this thing simply badass and outstanding is that 4-round autoloader that comes with this puppy. You can manage, per the stats of the vehicle, 1600 points of damage with one magazine from this motherfucker. This range actually varies between 1.4k to 2k damage depending on how unlucky or how lucky you are respectively. The gun just simply has great penetration animation, speed, and the magazine reload is only 27 seconds with brother-in-arms and a ventilation. The only real downside to this ball-smashing fun of a gun is the depression that the gun happens to come with. You just simply can't point the gun downwards that much. Well, you can do a little, but you simply have to use the terrain, the depressions in the terrain, to basically get that gun on target for best effect. And also if you want to fire from a hull down type position. So around from that, the depression of the gun, it has great elevation, so it's a really freaky gun, real good firepower, damage, just a combination of everything. It is awesome, I love it. Now the AMX 50B's armor is alright. I mean, the frontal armor has its fair shares of bounces and tends to do alright when you get lucky. The weaker side and rear armor will fail you whenever you run down a road solo, hauling ass straight towards the enemy like a scout. But as long as you sit back in a sniping position with your frontal armor towards the enemy, it does pretty decently against tier 8 guns from a good 200 meters away, or guns of tier 9 magnitude from about 600 meters away. You might have a little bit of trouble with tier 9 and 10 guns up close and personal, but around from that, as long as you play smart, tactically put yourself in a good spot and hidden, it just works out best. The armor's okay. I mean, it's not the best, but you know, it works. Now the mobility on the AMX 50B is beyond outstanding. It's even beyond naked commentary. The mobility simply allows you to get into a superior position where it'll be impossible to get to once the battle developed. Gives you a chance to run away, reposition, run with medium tanks, etc. Mobility also gives you the flexibility to be able to save the game by running back to base and mowing down enemy targets that happen to be weakened on their way there. What it's not great at is doing that circle of death around tanks, so that thing is basically retained by medium tanks, and being a heavy tank, you just can't, it's difficult to do. But it's more than capable in getting behind someone and just, without them knowing it, and just, you have to be careful about one thing. When you're hauling ass to your intended target and overshoot it, one of its shells might run into you. So haul ass with caution, just tactically play it out. I mean, I've ran past a multiple targets by not being able to slow down fast enough to be right behind them. I'll like get one round into them. I think I have video of that in this video, but I'll like put one round into them and I'll fly right past them because I'm going too fucking fast. So haul ass with caution, you know, use the brake every once in a while and you'll do alright. Mobility is awesome, I like it. So overall, the AMX 50 is just delicious. The thing packs a punch with burst DPS and packs a little armor and packs a lot of legs. It's extremely well balanced French heavy tank with the firepower and mobility being the main focus. Its good flexibility allows it to benefit in pub matches and clan wars equally. Just being able to bear tons upon tons of hell damage upon any targets in clan wars is outstanding. So yeah, it's highly recommended to anyone looking for a tier 10 on the French line. It works great. I like it. I mean, it has so many benefits to it. You are primarily a support role tank, so don't be expecting to lead the charge. Don't be expecting anyone in a 50B to lead the charge. This is a sniping platform intended to support other heavy tanks as though you're like a medium tank, but with some muscle. It'll punch through some stuff. It just, fisting. So yeah, there we go. So now we're at that part of the video where I get to give away some World of Tanks gold. This week, 6,500 to the North American server, or 5,500 to the European Union server. Oh, and to win said gold, you must just post a comment down below, maybe about the video question, which is, what is the sexiest tier 10 tank in World of Tanks, including the ones to be added? Me? IS-7. I can't help it. It's got them curves, and I love curves. I love them curves. So I appreciate you guys watching. Oh man, I don't even know what the fuck just happened. So, whatever. You guys take it easy. I'm Pandy. And good hunting.